Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Ideal Mind Media Radio and Television. This is your humble host, Fritz Misodi. Today we're gonna talk about the uh, Frank Biya and Chantal Biya, Brenda Biya, the Biyas family, and how they are contributing to cover the the situation of Biya. But Brenda Biya has just come out and made it clear that Biya is not able to do anything. Okay, and uh, the the more the Atanganjis and the other ministers are trying to send all those their letters, the family is under duress to speak out. Okay, and there's nothing the family the family can do than to tell the truth so that the Cameroon people will not be left in the dark to understand what is going on. Okay, we all know that there was a plane which is an ambulance that left the Simale airport and dropped off a very high profile personality. The Cameroon government can hide that, okay, but from sources we are getting that that high profile personality was the Senate President Nyat, okay, who is seen as somebody who can help to transition them from the Betty Bulu people trying to get somebody who they want at the helm. But first, Brenda Biya just sent a message about about the situation of the dad. You saw the image of her and the on Instagram. She sent that on Instagram, and it was about the situation of the dad. Okay, on Instagram where she just made that statement that, dear Lord, you see there's an image with that dots there. Those dots there are the tears. This is a message that Brenda Biya sent on the, okay, to tell you that everything is just going down the drain. Sources are saying that the dad cannot even move, cannot even. They were trying to see how they can bring the dad Biya from Geneva to Cameroon so that he can even show his face, so that the Cameroonian can see his face. But it was too late. Okay, now like this, there's the only information we get is that same situation that he cannot do anything. Okay, I don't understand how somebody of that age you want to force that person to do something that he cannot do. But that is the way Africa is run, because you want somebody who go there even if the person is not capable of doing that. Okay, but Brenda Biya sent a very important message to the Cameroonians on her Instagram page. This is the name that she has, a King Nasty. But it was just to tell you that there's a transition coming. There's time for everything. Biya has been there for 42 years. His time is this is the time, because next year is election. Okay, if it was a wise family, they would tell him that, please, we just want you to leave. Okay, we want you to leave, because the if you leave, you will instead serve us better. Okay, yes, it will instead serve us better than you staying and putting us in jeopardy. Okay, the family is in that mood because of the situation that they are facing, right? But that is that's not the way you want you know, your family to be, right? You don't want that, right? You don't want that. So what we are seeing there is that most of the family members understand that Biya is incapacitated. Biya is incapacitated. They can do whatever they want, but Biya cannot do anything. It's time for him to go, right? So I don't know what they are trying to do or what kind of gymnastic they want to play, or Biya is just not able to do anything. Okay. Yes, Biya is not able to do anything, and anything that they want to do is just, you see, the people are just all to go and rest. They don't have any. You can't force these guys. You can, the age has cut them. Okay. Mimi Mefo make some comment about that. Let me bring up her and she'll say something about that. Okay.
Today marks exactly 39 days since Cameroon's President Paul Biya and his wife Chantal Biya were last seen in public. That was on the 8th of September 2024. But last night, there was an interesting development, though we aren't sure yet if it's connected to President Biya. It's definitely worth mentioning. Political scientist Chris W.J. Roberts flagged this on X, formerly Twitter. And here's what we've been able to confirm. Yesterday, October 16th, a Luxembourg air ambulance, a Bombardier Challenger 605, left Paris' Le Bourget airport at 12:35 p.m. and landed in Yaoundé-Simaleng airport at exactly 5:50 p.m. Now, this wasn't just a random stop. It's an air ambulance, so there was a VIP on board, certainly. But here's the thing. We don't know who that VIP was, or we don't know who was on it. What's strange is that the plane didn't pick anyone up. It stayed overnight and left this morning at 10:29 a.m. heading towards Gran Canaria in Spain. So why did it come to Yaoundé, and who is this VIP that was on board? Also, the plane left from Paris, not from Geneva, where the government has said President Biya is currently staying. The Ministries of Communication and the Civil Cabinet both claimed last week that the president is on a private stay in Europe in good health and working. But here's the catch. We haven't seen him in public since then, and the 91-year-old president has missed key international events in both Europe and the US. For someone who is supposedly working, this silence and absence raise many questions. At this point, rumors are swirling, and while some ministers have denied the most extreme speculation so far, like the rumor of his death, they failed to address the bigger question, which is where is President Biya and why is he still absent? We've discussed before what the Cameroonian constitution says about presidential absence and even what happens in case of permanent vacancy. You can visit our old videos or go to our website. Yet, despite the constitutional guidance, there seems to be a deliberate attempt to keep the public in the dark. Cameroonians have endured poor leadership for decades. But the last thing they need is no leadership at all. At the very least, they deserve the truth about what's happening with their leader. We'll keep asking the important questions until we find answers. Stay tuned and stay informed.
Yep. You just heard from Mimi Mefo. From that report, you can tell that a lot of speculation about the whereabouts of Biya and all these guys at Biya is, the age. Look at them. The Speaker of the House, the President of the Senate, the President of the Clement Atangana. That's him. All of them have more than age that you can think of. Okay. And we just get information that the CRTV is announcing that the person that will take over, that is capable physically, will take over, is the guy from the northern part of Cameroun who is capable of taking over Okay, he's called Abubakari Abdullahi. Abubakari Abdullahi is the Rebuba, the Lamido Rebuba. Okay, he's the vice president of the Cameroun Senate. He's the Lamido Rebuba of the North region, and he is 63, very young. Okay, he's 63 years old. He's younger than all these people who are just too much, especially when it comes to being president, right? You cannot be in this age and you expect people to vote you. Okay, what we know is that they might try to put Frank Biya, they might try to do all those things, but most of the time it don't work that way, right? It don't work the way you. Okay, Nyat Jifendi is all the president. That's the president of the Senate. Is all he can't do anything, and we hear that airplane that came from is him that they brought to try and see how they can resuscitate him to do whatever he can, but it was too late. It was too late. He can't do anything. Okay. The minister and all these guys in office, they don't care about the health of any of these individuals. What they care is that they want to take over by doing anything. Okay. And France is doing their best to see what any president that can come in during the transition will be a pro-France, pro-French. Okay, so all the innuendos about Anglophone presidency is still far-fetched. Okay, I don't see that happening because of the speculation that most people are saying Anglophone presidency, and I don't see that happening because it's just far-fetched. Okay, and we have a lot of speculation about the Lamido Rebuba taking over. That is a report we have when we listen to the CRTV and all those other media trying to already tell us what is.
Aboubakari Abdoulaye, également détenteur des pouvoirs ancestraux, le premier vice-président du Sénat, a lui aussi été nommé ce soir par le chef de l'État. Mathieu Kemgo dresse son portrait.
C'est un homme avenant et courtois aux premiers abords. Il a de la répartie dans les échanges et parfois taquin sur les bords. On peut alors oublier qu'on a en face de soi un dignitaire puissant et redouté, ayant sous sa férule l'un des lamidas les plus vastes. Il est élu premier vice-président du Sénat le même jour où Marcel Nyandifendi est porté à la tête de la deuxième chambre du Parlement. Le tandem fonctionne en bonne complicité. Pendant les 2 premières législatures, chaque fois que le titulaire est indisponible, Aboubakari Abdoulaye prend les commandes et les sénateurs ont...
So, from the report, you can see that's the Lamido Rebuba, the guy who is been the most person that can take over and do the transition, carry out transition according to the constitution, okay? Because he is the one who, constitutionally speaking, for the Cameroon constitution, is can take over, okay, and conduct a peaceful transition, conduct election, okay. This is the guy that can do it without the military intervening, without the Cameroonians say, oh, okay, this thing is, it's not on the constitution, or, he's a person that can do it, okay. But when they are bringing Nyat Jifendi, they are bringing all these old people who are incapable or incapacitated. What does that tell you? The constitution already spell out that with the absence of these people, the next in line will come in. Okay, that is how the constitution works. You cannot force things that are not even in line with the constitution, right? It will not go. You can force it, but it will not work. This is the constitution. It spell out everything. Okay, even though it's in French, But you can see everything is on the constitution of La Republique, but the government of La Republique does not want to follow it. Okay, look at that line. They say en cas de vacance de la présidente de la République pour cause de décès, de démission ou d'empêchement de définitif constaté par le Conseil constitutionnel, le scrutin pour l'élection du nouveau président de la République doit impérativement avoir lieu 20 jours, au moins 120 jours. They're just telling you that in case of absence or in case the president is not capable, they have to conduct election. Okay, they have to. It means that now there are about 40 days or going to 45 days of the absence of the president. The Constitutional Council, according to this constitution, is very spelled out there. Conseil constitutionnel, le scrutin pour les élections du nouveau président. That they have to conduct the election of the new president. So but the Constitutional Council is still run by Atangana Celestine Atangana. That's the person. There's the president of the Constitutional Council. He's the one to even say, okay, Biya is not capable of doing anything. Okay, but he will not do that because he's the person from the Biyas family. Is then the Constitution still spell out all those things. Interim president de la République est exercer de plein droit. It means that interim president will carry the same function as any other person. Okay, it's the same thing. That's why they don't want this Hausa guy, because they are thinking that when he comes in, he can start wrenching on Aijo thing. Aijo is buried abroad and everything. Then all the Marafa, Midu Yayas in prison. All these guys are in prison. Okay, but that is what they are afraid of. They don't want these guys because if these guys come in, he's young. He will just take out all those ministers, put younger generation, just like what is happening in Senegal. And I think the guy in Senegal is just 42 or 45, right? But that's what happened. Look at the vice president. Look at the younger generation, the vibrant generation. These people have moved from one minister to another, moving. They are just not capable of doing anything. There is lack of sense, short of sense to do anything. Why should you put that kind of person where, so that is the constitution. Let me continue reading the constitution. You see, the interim president has the power, okay, to do the same power like the president. So it doesn't matter if it's the interim. Jusqu'aux élections du nouveau président de la République. That is, the interim president will have the same power up to the election. Okay, that's what the Cameroun constitution is saying. And they said jusqu'aux élections du nouveau président de la République par le président du Sénat. They're just saying, about the powers that, et si ce dernier est à son niveau empêché par son ordre. Okay, they're just saying the same thing that we're talking about. If the senior president cannot take over, then the vice, right? Now we're talking about a Ray Buba already. Okay, they say, le président de la République par intérim, le président du Sénat ou son suppléant ne peut modifier ni la constitution ni la composition du gouvernement. Okay. Il ne peut recourir au référendum. Okay. So they're trying to limit the powers of the guy, right? They say the president cannot change the constitution, cannot modify the government. La composition du gouvernement. Il ne peut recourir au référendum. Il ne peut être candidat à la élection organisée par le président de la République. They are just trying to put those clauses there so that the person who is coming in cannot be president, cannot run for election, cannot change the constitution, cannot go around and change the government. So his function is very limited, okay, to organizing the election, and the new president is sworn in peacefully. Okay, so he's a guy who will come in for peaceful transition. They say les candidats aux fonctions du président de la République doivent être des citoyens camerounais d'origine. Okay, they're talking about those people who are to run for office and must be at least 35 years of age. Okay, yeah. Okay, so all these are just things that we already know about the law of, okay, yes, and everybody has to follow that law. But that is what we see now, and a lot going on behind the scenes. So hopefully, let me see that guy. Yeah, but we're going to talk about that in another topic, in another time, when we'll talk about the possibility of an Anglophone president, okay, where we see someone like Eric Chinje has been the proponent about that, okay. That has nothing to do with Southern Cameroun, Ambazonia. They think that putting that will change the dynamic, but it has nothing to do. The Betty Bolo are still crying today, despite Biya being in power for 42 years. So sometimes the president being in power has nothing to do with the people. Okay, some of these people are very stingy. Once they give them power, they will not even behave like they were there because they wanted an Anglophone to be president. Right? They will not tell you that they will instead be president for themselves and their family. That's how it is. Right? So all the stories about Anglophone president, Ambazonian president, or whatever has little to do with Ambazonia, okay? Because Ambazonians have died, they have sacrificed for the 8 years to have their country back to their sovereignty that they had before. So you can't take that from Ambazonian. It's difficult for you to do that when the people are united in one voice to say, hey, we have had enough. Yes, we have had enough. Now it's time for you to leave. Okay, that is how we are talking about. Okay, so thank you. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Okay, and that'll be okay. If you are watching on Facebook, you hit the follow button. Those watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Okay, so that whenever I come online, you can see me. Okay, thank you, and God bless you. Thank you for watching.